Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today I actually have a really fun one. This one was just so fun because it came from someone in the Discord, so that was what made it really fun. But basically today I'm going to show you guys how to spot scams, right? So this is a really cool one because this is a true real life one that happened a couple weeks ago in our Discord. And basically what happened, we're going to get into the details of it, and we're going to show the red flags that should have triggered. And don't worry, this person did not get scammed, but they did know it was a scam and they pushed it the whole way. So that was really fun. So before we get started, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I'm going to be doing some oddball content kind of like this. I'm trying to get, I'm going to keep doing the Try Hack Me content. Obviously, we do the weekly CTF. I do a video every week on Try Hack Me. So make sure you check those out. But I am trying to get you guys some unique content, things that you're not seeing all the time. In these scam videos, most of the time it's like a fake one, and people don't realize that. A lot of times it's somebody going, oh, I got the scammer's IP, I'm gonna get them, that type of thing. Keep in mind, it's still illegal to hack somebody even if they're scammers, so that's probably fake, just so you know. But let's get into it. This is a real one that happened, and nobody got hurt. We didn't go after this person. I've redacted all the information. We're not going to allow it. So first things first, I want to show the post. This was the initial post on Facebook, okay? And this is, I'll tell you this. This is red flag number one, okay? So red flag number one is if you see a work post to have a job on Facebook, already kind of have your back of your hairs, or the hairs on the back of your neck tingle, okay? Because it's not super common. It's not LinkedIn. Facebook is not LinkedIn. People aren't going there for jobs a lot. So that's red flag number one, but that's more of a yellow flag, because I have seen people that work in recruiting and stuff like that post on Facebook. So that's yellow flag, right? The red flag here for me is the fact that they didn't put a link to the posting of the site, meaning most jobs, 99.9% of jobs that are legal and ethical and all that stuff, have a website that you have to go apply at the job. Why? Because they have to have records, right? Here, anyone willing to work a morning shift, night shift, inbox me? Not very common unless you're doing something under the table, which I'm not here to advocate for. I'm just saying this would be an odd one, okay? So right off the bat, you can see if you say you're interested, they go ahead and DM you, right? So kindly DM me, kindly check your inbox, kindly check your inbox. Cool. Okay, so initially, right off the bat, we see a post, and we're like, hey, okay. So now let's go to the initial message, right? So this is the initial message. So you can see, right off the bat, one thing I wanted to show you guys before we showed the initial message is the actual profile that they add. So this is their actual profile. Now, obviously, I redacted it, and I'll show you why I redacted it. I redacted it for a reason. The first one is I believe, based on this profile, because it was a picture of a man and his wife is what it kind of looked like. This is a real profile, is what probably happened. This is a real person. The reason I show you this is because if you look, they joined in July 2020. Someone didn't set this up 4 years ago and say, hey, in 4 years, we're going to start scamming people. Most likely, they got this person's account and they took it over and they started sending out mass messages to everybody. So if you ever just get a message from a random person that you know, maybe your aunt, your uncle, your grandma, your cousin, your friend, whatever, and they're like, hey, you want to work for night shift? Another red flag, right? So right off the bat, we see that this is a real profile. If you look at this person's profile and they've never posted anything like this before, another red flag, right? So right off the bat, we've got a couple of red flags where you'd be like, my spidey sense is tingling, right? So here's where we go and we say, okay, this person messaged them, said, first off, just this has nothing to do with it. The person knew it was a scam, most likely. That's why he did this. But just FYI, if you're ever actually talking to somebody that does have a job, don't say yo. Just FYI. But again, he knew it was a scam, so he was trying to get to the rub of it, right? So he said night shift. They said hello, and then they said, where are you currently based out of? Now, this doesn't really matter. This is probably a question that they're trying to make sure that they can actually accept your money. The other reason they might ask this is just to kind of get you comfortable with, like, oh, this must be legit because I have to be in this location. Some jobs require that. So could just be one of those questions. Here's another big red flag for me. I don't know what was sent here because I didn't ask him, but if you're working with an employer, if you're talking to someone that's legitly having a company, why are you unsending messages? What did you send that you don't want them to have? You're an employer. You're just hiring somebody. So what could you have sent? It couldn't be anything crazy. So who knows what was sent there? But it looks like maybe a description of the job. He said, yeah, I have no clue what I would be doing, though. So right off the bat, they are looking for someone with no skills, right? Because you don't know what you'd be doing. So right off the bat, no skills. Okay. Well, now we're in messages 2, where he said, I have no clue what I'd be doing. Okay. Well, are you interested in this post? They said. Okay, well, at this point, I kind of might think it's a bot. The only reason is I already told you I was interested in the post, so what are you talking about? But it probably wasn't a bot. It's probably just somebody that's messaging 500 people and trying to get this scam going. So here's the kind of the details of it. Recruitment company assistant, assist with online operations, can be done without affecting your current job. I'll tell you right now, almost any other job posting wouldn't have that because I've never seen a job that's like, hey, actually, come do this on the side. I mean, maybe, but that's very odd. Flexible time, maybe. No experience required to start. One-on-one guidance provided. So far, you're starting to appeal to people, right? Monday to Friday, 180 to 380 a day. I have no idea the conversion, so I don't know if that's good or not. Must have a local bank account for salary purposes. That could make sense, but it's a little bit odd. The age must be 20 years or above. The reason this is odd is because the person that he's messaging said he's 20. I don't know how old he actually is. It's probably just he saw it and said 20. But if his Facebook post says I'm 20 years old, they may change this to make you think like, oh, I just meet the requirements. It kind of makes you enticed a little bit, right? So look for something like that because why would you ever have to be 20 years old to work a job? Now, here in the States, you might have to be 21 to work at like a bar or something, but I've never seen 20. So right off the bat, that would kind of make me be like, interesting. It's flexible time and you can start to do this online consulting job at home. Okay, so far sounds good, but they really didn't tell you what you're doing. That's another red flag. If they're just kind of beating around the bush, they're not really telling you. Kind of weird, right? So let's go ahead and continue the messages. Okay, so he said, yep, name, age, and WhatsApp contact number. Interesting. So right off the bat, he said, no, that's wrong. When he said no, that's wrong, he typed the wrong number. Okay, so they got the number. The supervisor will contact you on WhatsApp in 24 hours. Have a nice day. Here's where the red flags really should be beaming. Your spidey senses should be going nuts. Why in the world, if you're working for a company, or if you're gonna work for a company, do they need to get off of Messenger and go over to WhatsApp? Why? They don't. Now, I know why they need to if you're a scammer, because this is probably getting reported quite a bit, and when it gets reported, they're going to have to obviously go through and turn it off eventually, right? They're eventually going to shut it down. Now, I don't have every message in here, so just work with me. One thing I'll show you guys is, so they sent him, the first thing they sent him was a website, okay? So here's the website that they sent him initially. Now, you see it's Ryzen.works. Okay, and here's the following reward rates for booking. So you go to this. Now, here's interestingly enough, is I believe, and he told me this, I didn't go to the site, so I have no idea if this is true, but he said this isn't a website, it's just a PDF page. So that's pretty weird, right? You're saying that this is today's rewards, like, you know what I mean? Like it's an updated list of today's rewards. It's like constantly updating. That's what I would think if I looked at this as a website. I'd be like, oh, today's rewards, these are updating as people are working. But it's a PDF page, so it's not updating. It's just a static page. So that, again, doesn't make sense, right? So correlate doesn't make sense. So even if you got all the way to this point, you may think, oh, this looks okay, but PDF page doesn't make sense. That's not even a website. So one thing that he did, and again, he knew this was a scam. One thing that he did was he actually went through and he said, okay, let me look at this and let me see if it's legit. And when he did that, you'll see he went to Whois. Now keep in mind, this was done a couple weeks ago. Well, look at how old this website is, or this domain is. 29 days old. Right off the bat, nah. Nobody stands up a new website 29 days ago, and it's a legit company, and then all of a sudden you're reaching out and you're hiring all these people, right? It's just not realistic. So 29 days ago, that's pretty alarming, right? So let's get right into it. Now they move over to WhatsApp, right? So we move over to WhatsApp, and let's take a look at the WhatsApp messages, okay? So we have WhatsApp messages. Here we go. So here's our WhatsApp messages. So now log out. So, okay, so they had him log into an account to show the balance, right? So let's look at that. Here is the account balance. So they have him log into the account balance and see that there's $116 in there. So now you can withdraw and transfer it to a crypto wallet. Well, the problem is they had him log into their account. They gave him the username and password, said log into this, and you can see log into my account, log out of my account, log into your own account and check for the 20% commission you received from my account. Okay, problem number one. Why would you give someone your username and password to log into a website that allows you to withdraw money? You wouldn't. You never would. So right off the bat, that doesn't make sense. So how much commission do you get? He didn't do the math. Okay. You can check how much commission you get by start order. And he says, okay, I got $116. So you now have $116 to complete 35 bookings on your account. So what they wanted him to do is they wanted him to go and complete reviews. Okay. So he went and did a review. Let's look at the review, right? It's just a random site. You go and add a good review. You get paid for it. Pretty easy, right? So they said, okay, every time you start booking, you will get an expedited booking. To get expedited bookings randomly will appear, whatever. You need to recharge yourself. So, okay, if there are no expedited orders coming up, you can just complete all the work and collect your salary. I'm going to withdraw it first, and you can do it later when you've completed. So why are the recharges even a thing here? That's a good question. Why do I need to recharge the wallet to then go do these bookings? Because that's what they're saying. They're saying you need to recharge the money. You need to use this money to go do the bookings and then recharge the money to go do the bookings. And every time you do it, you're making salary. Well, I'm paying to work at that point, right? That's what they're saying. And it doesn't make any sense, and it normally won't, right? So now we get to where you start to see the real red flags. Do you have a cryptocurrency wallet? Yes, I do. Okay. I can suggest you download Bybit, Now, here, the cryptocurrency wallet, he doesn't use this wallet, so it doesn't lead to anywhere. It doesn't matter. This cryptocurrency wallet I haven't heard of. You need to recharge the customer service address. So what's that telling us? It's telling us right here, you need to add money to it, right? Well, look, you do realize I haven't been paid myself, so I'm paying to work. That's what he's saying, and he's right. He's paying you to work is what they're saying. And they say, how come we didn't get paid? Someone took the money, but it wasn't us. Because remember, he had 130 or 100 something in there. It's gone. What happened? Well, now they're saying, well, that's a negative amount. When you complete the recharge, you'll be able to see how much commission you get. So once you add money into the account, you'll get paid, man. Just add money into the account. And like he said, I didn't earn any crypto yet, so how can I complete the recharge? And they're saying, hey, go ahead and download this and add funds to it. Okay, so obviously now it's a scam, right? So They said you're using Exodus. I forgot to delete it, so might as well use it. You can use Exodus to recharge with customer service. You do realize I haven't been paid. I can't withdraw. There's nothing to withdraw. I'm not going to pay to work. They said, I don't blame you. It's your first contact. If you don't believe me, you can prove it yourself. They're saying, go ahead and recharge. If you don't believe me, recharge it. You'll see. And then they say, I can only guide you on how to withdraw your salary when you've done it. Okay, so right off the bat, we're seeing a lot of red flags there, right? The main one, no one's ever going to say, hey, give us some money, and then you can withdraw your salary. So you can see this was a fun one to kind of walk through, because we walked it all the way through to the end to where he's like, no, I'm done, right? But these are red flags that you could have seen at the beginning. And I'm just telling you guys, these are scammers are everywhere, and they're very clever. I've even seen where they have you pay for like your equipment to start with, and then they say, hey, go ahead and now ship it in. We'll go ahead and image it to the corporate environment and then ship it back. Don't do that either, because they're just going to take your equipment and never give it back to you. So hopefully you guys like this content. If you guys like the user interaction, the community interaction, let me know, and I'll keep asking the Discord to provide more content like this. And obviously I don't want people going looking for scammers, but if a scammer hits you up and you have a funny story, let's walk through it, let's break it down, and let's enjoy it together. So hopefully you guys have a great day, and hopefully you guys like the content. Thanks.